We're going to talk about converting decimals to percents and percents to decimals. In class, we talked about using a helpful reminder. Dr. Pepper. Remember that the D stands for decimal and the P stands for percent. When we use these, this is what helps us to know how many places and what direction to move the decimal point between decimals and percents. Let's say we had an example of 0.53. This is a decimal, and we want to change it into some type of percent. When we do that, we take that DRP, I'm going from the decimal to the percent. You can see where it tells me to move the decimal 2 places to the right. Remember that decimals stay in between numbers, so I'm going to move that decimal 2 places in between the numbers to its new spot, which would be right here at the end of this number. That would make it 53%. But it doesn't always end up being at the end of the number. Like in this example, if I had 0.421, which is 421 thousandths, my DRP still reminds me to move that 2 places to the right. I'm going to move this decimal in between the numbers 2 places to the right, but it didn't get to the end. That's okay. My answer is still right where it ended up, 42.1%. Now sometimes you have even numbers like 0.7. Again, I move it 2 places to the right, and as we've talked about, anytime you have an empty loop, you normally fill it in with a 0, and that's where the decimal would go. So your answer would be 70%. So from decimal to percent, you're moving 2 places to the right. Well, let's say if you had a percent, like 12%, and I want to see what that would be as a decimal. Well, I still do my DRP, but now I'm going from the percent to the decimal. That means I'm moving it 2 places to the left. In this number, there is no decimal present, so it's always at the end of the number. 2 places to the left would be right before the 1. Sometimes I have numbers like 17.8%. I'm going to make that into a decimal. Again, 2 places to the left, 0.178. Or it could be something like 125%. Here again, there's no decimal shown, so I'm going to go to the end, 2 places to the left. It's now 1.25. I hope that's helpful. Have a great day.